Good morning, everybody. So for today's video, I'm going to give you 5 underrated summer cheapies. Yes, another summer cheapie video, right? Hey, listen, I am the cheapie guy. I love my freshies. The thing is though, I love my summer scents. I just don't love the summertime. So you might hear a little bit of noise because I got both doors open. It's a hot one today. First one is a good scent. Unfortunately, just doesn't last all that long. You're going to get about 3-4 hours is kind of pushing it, but just reapply as the day goes by. Calvin Klein CK1 Gold. In the opening, this has a really nice fig note. It's green, it's juicy, but you're also going to get bergamot. There's going to be some sage. The mid has like neroli. It's got violet. So the violet makes this quite aromatic with a little bit of a powdery undertone, and the base is actually quite woody with guaiac wood, vetiver, and patchouli. For the most part, if you're going to go by the note pyramid, this for me is woody, it's aromatic, that is like a green citrusy with like a little bit of like neroli. Just really nice. This got a little bit of hype, you know, back in the day when it was launched, 2016, so like almost 10 years ago, this got a lot of mention. I find that a lot of these CK1 summer releases, they get their shine for like a year or two, and then afterwards they kind of just like disappear. This is actually still available, you know, and I'm assuming that it's like their summer release, their limited edition. For a limited edition, if it's that, it's still available almost everywhere, like online, but as well discounters. Next fragrance was a very recent video that I put out, and boy, did that one flop. But I get it, you know, like a lot of these individual videos, like reviews, they don't really get the traction. This is a very solid fragrance that I think that you should look into, and it's probably like one of the cheapest ones in this list. Like I've seen this on clearance for like $17-18 USD. Like that's like $23-24 Canadian. Mandarina Duck, Let's Travel to Miami. Now when you think of Miami, you're thinking of tropics, hot weather, hot woman, the nightlife, the Latino culture, and I per se would think like when it comes to like fruits, you know, like your bananas, your citruses, your mangoes. No, this does have a lot of bitter orange though, but there's like no tropical fruits whatsoever. Oh my goodness. This is a great scent. In the opening, you just get this bright but bitter orange. It's sweet though. It's like a sweet, juicy, bitter orange with a lot of lavender and a lot of violet. You have to like violet in order to like this fragrance, because I would say it's actually quite prominent in this fragrance. It gives off this super aromatic vibe with a little bit of a powdery undertone. So citrusy, violet, lavender, and the base itself is going to be leather, which I don't get with a little bit of amberwood. I get more of the amberwood in the air than I do on my skin. For the most part, I just get loads of violet, bitter orange, lavender. There is nutmeg, but I don't get a lot of it. And the base for me is just like this musky woods. You know, like when you think of Miami, like you do think of like the tropics. You think of like the nightlife. It is like, I've been to Miami. I loved it. I will say this: if you're from Miami, sorry, it's a vain city. It is, but I loved it. You know, I'm not a vain person, but I love the Latino culture. We got Latinos up here in Toronto, but not like how they do in New York or especially in Miami. But like you got like Cubans, you got Dominicans, you got Puerto Ricans. We don't have a lot of those up here. We got some Cubans, we got a few Dominicans. The Puerto Ricans, I haven't met any except for maybe 2. But overall, like this is just a really nice fragrance. The performance, you're gonna get about 4 hours. There's nothing sexy about this. This for me is just like an everyday fragrance. I highly urge you to please check out the actual review. It's in a great setting. You know, it was in a marina. I was actually with Stu from Sense of Style. I always enjoy meeting up with that guy, so hopefully we can meet up again before the end of the summer. But like just like the location where we were at, like where we ate, filmed, and did some videos, prime. This kind of reminds me of that marina out in Oakville. Fragrance number 3 is a great cheapie if you get it at the rack store, from my experience. Now, in the US, like if you get it online, you might be able to get a great deal. But online up here in Canada is going for a lot more than what I actually spent when I was actually in Puerto Rico back in March, where I got this one. Banana Republic Linen Vetiver. This is the classiest one out of this entire list. This is a great scent, and I'm glad that I found this and two others in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, let me tell you something. If you haven't been, the people are fantastic. The beach culture, just the culture all around, the island vibe, it's phenomenal. Me and my wife, we plan on going back again. But this, I'm glad I ended up getting this one. It was either Ross or TJ Maxx, one of those stores, for $20 USD. That's like $27, $28, $30-ish tops Canadian. When I go online and I look for these Canadian, they're like 60, 70 bucks, man. You know, I'm glad that I got this one. This is very citrus forward with a lot of like lemon and bergamot. There is petitgrain. The base has like vetiver listed, but I got the vetiver right away. The vetiver is earthy. It's not like an in-your-face vetiver though. It's done in a very cleanly manner because there's also going to be jasmine with a lot of hindsight. For me, and maybe it's just me, I feel like hindsight kind of adds this soapy floral vibe when it comes to fragrances. The other one top of my mind is like Hugo Boss Pure. That's another great fragrance that has hindsight. That's just very clean, soapy, fresh. This is that, but it's done more elegantly. This in this entire video is the most like classy, elegant fragrance, but at the same time you could wear this with a nice clean, crisp white t-shirt, jeans. But for me, this is great preppy fashion with a suit and tie. Number 4 is going to be different from the other ones in this list because it's actually quite salty and marine, and that's going to be Original Penguin Original Blend. This has like lime zest or lime peel. It's definitely got driftwood, violet leaf, a lot of sea salt, aquatics. Oh yeah, so this kind of, and listen, I mentioned Puerto Rico, right? This kind of reminds me of Puerto Rico in some ways, just because like when you're on the beach, you get that gusty, salty breeze in your face that's just very refreshing, very relaxing. This fragrance is just that. It's very relaxing. It's a casual scent. Nothing formal, nothing classy about this. If you want to wear it to work, go ahead. But for me, this is more like I'm on the beach, I'm on the patio, I'm just out for a walk with my wife. I just want to smell fresh and like I just want to be chilled. I just want to be zen. This is great for the high heat. And last but not least, another Calvin Klein. And I've been wearing this one for like a couple weeks now, like on and off, and wow, I actually do enjoy it. Calvin Klein CK1 All. This is another unisex fragrance. So the unisex fragrances in these three here. So of course this one here, the Linen Vetiver, I think it's more masculine than anything. But this one here, this is very citrus forward with a lot of white floral. Absolutely, the white floral is going to be jasmine along with freesia and lily. You are going to get just this white floral component. Now, I can't distinguish lily and freesia. I just can't. My nose, even though I've been doing this for a long time, it's not developed like robes or adolescence. It just ain't. Never will be, and I'm okay with that. But there is this white floral component that's clean. You're going to get a lot of citrus of bergamot and mandarin orange. There's also going to be grapefruit blossom. There's like a little bit of a tart rhubarb that's a little earthy, and the base is going to be like a musky vetiver-ish. Overall, just clean, fresh, citrusy, aromatic, laid back. This is also a good school and a good work fragrance. There's nothing young about this. There's nothing like old about this. If I were to say, like, I would prefer this one over this one here. I don't want to say that this one is younger neither, but if you're looking for something that's maybe a little bit more like, I don't want to say polished, a little bit more sophisticated, but maybe something a little bit more professional for work, go with this one here than this. This can easily be worn to work, But for me, there's nothing wrong with just smelling like fresh, clean, and out of the shower. That's what this is. And guys, that is 5 underrated summer cheapies for 2025. Any reviews that I've done on these, and haven't talked about these two, they are in the works. Trust me, they will all be in the description box below. However, if you want to see other summer cheapie videos, check out right here. And if you like this very video, please drop me one of these. I thank you for my time. Take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.